Good evening, traders. It's Mark here from the day trading room. Time is 20 past 7 London time, Tuesday the 1st of March. Done for the day now. Just watching this oil chugging away here. Just finished, just exited my last long at 37. Actually, be tempted to take another one here. Be very tempted to take another one here at 36. Looking for another pop. But I'm done for the day. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But that little tape flurry there. Interesting to watch. 40 is a big buy there. He's been filled. There was a tape buy at 35 earlier actually. You can see why we had such a large amount of contracts traded at 35 relative to the rest. It's not so clear now. But before it was, it was really stuck there. Let's watch a little bit of tape anyway while we're here. 40 is a keen level. Still a buyer interested. Coming up to the last. If 40 clears, it should go. There you go. There's the pop. So you'd have your 10 cents then from 36. Definitely be holding some. This is strong. Probably have another order in at 55, something like that. Oh, struggling a bit at 50. I suppose it is a nice little psychological level. Reasonable volume just coming in there. You'd be sitting with it, see how it approaches the 50 again. 99 traded there so far. You can see on the right where the volume is. Probably take another out there, another just a little bit, but I'd be looking for that 50 to break definitely. Because if that goes, you're probably going to get a good flush. But you'd be protected now anyway. You're taking some off the table, looking to see if the 50 goes. It's getting hit. It's getting hit. You definitely have your stop on the rest at break even now. Scalp only. Late in the day, you are pushing. This is just looking for that last final flush. You are very, very overbought here and all that sort of thing. So you wouldn't want to get caught on a full reversal. If that 50 goes, then you get a nice little pop. 460 traded there so far. Someone's sitting on it. You see the one there being hit. There's your pop. There's your There's your other exit at 56 or 55, whatever we said. If you've got one left, I'd definitely be holding it. Tightening the stop up, maybe to 39 actually now on the last. But it might be the last flurry. What time are we? 6 minutes till the close. Interesting to see how it's still holding at the highs here. Anyway, let's move on. Maybe I should have taken that trade, eh? Yes. If the 60 goes, there's another pop. Didn't quite get 66 on that. There's your 66 fill if you're going in at 10-cent increments. That would have been a very nice trade. But anyway, didn't take it. I was done. I thought I was clever coming out at the 37. That would have been a nice exit, the 66. Anyway, let's go through the trades. Happy with what's happened today. Yeah, this was the little fake out here. Let me get my drawing tool out. Actually, I won't get the drawing tool out because that freezes the action and we can't see what's going on. Yeah, the little dip lower. Saw the strength coming. 3 good candles, which I like to see. The little pullback. There was the entry. A little bit late. Got entry at 87 on that. We popped up. Got a first exit at 99.01. Some at 99.17, and then as I said, the last batch was at 99.37. Now, why did I get 99.37? Well, as I say, it was the top of that Keltner. It was just a little playing around with these Keltners at the moment. I'm undecided about them, but I've got them on, and they're not a bad place to have a target. As you see, we've got some really good strength coming in the last half an hour or so here today on oil. So that was that trade. I'm really pleased with that. That's a nice trade. Okay, earlier on in the day, where are we? Jumped on the long here. Scaled that out there. This was a really good trade for me. Buying this on this candle here as we pushed through this 40 level. The range, it wasn't that much of a great trade, but there's the first exit and there's the second exit on that. So that was again a good little trade. A little stop out on this one here. bit late really in hindsight in the trend. Just looking over the tape here, we've got 3 minutes to go. Interesting how it's battling away at that 50 level. See the 99.50 battle. 750 contracts traded there. Dow and S&P are weak today. Yeah, resuming reviewing the trades again. Yes, a little stop out on that. I was looking for a pullback. That's the first pullback to sort of moving average. Pushed up a little bit and then stopped me out. There's a lot of defense on this 50 level. Getting distracted. That looks like it's the trouble is with the last few minutes is that anything can happen. Someone can come in with 5,000 lot and be so desperate to get it filled that it can go anywhere. But you can see the urgency of the buy-in. When we dip down, just very quickly, I'm not digressing slightly, but when we dip down, back to this level here, and he pushed up and held, and you can see the bids held, and you also see selling interest as well, which is why we didn't get an absolute rocket up to say the $100. There is some selling interest there, but the sellers are sensible enough to know that they just step back a bit. You can see the 30 coming on there, bang bang. You see him reloading there at 99.55, and he's gone. He's lifted. There's loads of strength here, loads of solid strength on this. But as I say, the last minute or so, you don't know what's going on. You see how quick the tape is running. It's just a case of getting orders in. There's another 30 guy there at 60. He's gone, and there's 60 on the bid now replaced him. Looking to pop this again. Good high bids there. Got an 80 on the bid there at 63 coming on. See if he gets filled. Another 30 coming on above him at 64. Still some sellers there though. There's a 30 odd lot coming on the offer there. Jostling there. 50 come on, 60. Oh, they're stepping up. Stepping up. A couple of ticks high. 500 lot coming on at 69. You see that? Let's see if he's genuine. He's pulled it. There's 100 lot there at 72. Good support here, and there's good supply and demand actually around this, between the 60 and 67 level. You can see because there weren't any real stops above that. You got that 1 or 2 tick push higher, and then a pullback. And you see now 500's come on again, 100 come on. That's a genuine 100 at 64 there. He wants that filled, and looks like he's going to get that as well. He's got half of it. 60 left. It's running away from him. Wonder if he'll step down. No, he doesn't need to. Loads traded here. Loads traded. Let's see who the keener player is in the last 10 seconds or so. Lots trade. Really interesting to see all this trade. Mark this on for tomorrow. This 63 level. It's definitely interest for both sides of the coin. Interesting. Yeah, interesting day. There you go. That's the 7:30. So where was I before getting distracted by interesting tape? Good stuff. Yeah, stop out on this. Looking for the push up, didn't get it. Earlier in the day, where were we? This was took a short here and a quick scale out. Jumped on this tape buy, came out pretty quickly. Re-added again as we broke this level. Scaled out into that, re-added again, and scaled out into that. So that really, it's not very clear with the arrows, but a lot of scalping. It's not too bad. I think I only got 2 stop outs on that today, or was it 1 on that earlier thing there? Yeah, great trade of the day. Really, this was nice, and this obviously was great. Didn't get the last bit of that meat, but end of the day, decided to do the video. I'm not going to change my mind and start messing around doing stuff. But hey, interesting little live tape read. Where were we? Dow. Let's have a look at the Dow today. Bringing in the Dow charts. Not so great really. This has moved slightly. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, and it's over there. This was a buy as we poked under the 12,200 cash level. Went to about 12. Just double checking here, 12,193. So that was that really. It was a very small scalp. I bought it as we poked under, looking for a pop above it. We got a little pop above it, and that was it really. Trade of the day should have been this counter trend push to the VWAP and roll over. I was just really on the wrong end of the stuff today. Got this flush at 5 o'clock. Actually, this was all one trade here. That's down there only because at that point in time it was low, but it's not now, so I replaced that here. Um, yeah, that's the 5 o'clock low, my nice little window. I just thought, okay, maybe there's a counter trend move because we'd had a reasonable counter trend move. It wasn't a complete one-way street today until now. We've really sort of picked up pace in the last hour or so. But I thought, okay, maybe they're going to flush it at 5 o'clock. Low tick, reasonable volume. There's my long. Scaled out some. Held. I'm looking for a really, looking for a longer move on this. Push back, holding for the double bottom. We've got a double bottom, a little tail formed in. Re-added that exit there. Scaled most of it out here, holding. It just took so long. The reason I scaled most of it out here, changing the premise, was because we became overbought. You see on the cycle, I was looking for a cycle up, and this was the cycle up here. So I was going to have to sit through another cycle before you get a possible further move up. So I ended up taking that all out there. Let's go look at yesterday. We're still chugging away here, but I don't want to get involved. Yesterday on the Dow, little short here on the pop up, took a bit of heat, came back, took that out okay. Why did I short that there? Looks like it was after some data or something at 3 o'clock. Should have written my notes really before I did the video, so I apologise for that. It's not very efficient journaling. I'll make sure I've got a bit more a bit clearer on the trades. This here, okay, this was the little pullback. I thought this was a little we'd start to roll over, and I was expecting almost a gap. That's why I drew this rectangle in. There was my stop, and there was my my exit criteria, and I was looking to hold this. I was looking to put it on. I thought we'd just rolled over, popping up to the midday. There's the short. It's not a great entry, but I was giving it some room. I was going to give it above these sort of levels here, which was this here. Sat through it. It went against me a little bit. Rolled over. My first target was going to be this range fill, and we missed it by 10 ticks. But I'm holding it, and then I ended up coming out at break even. So not a great trade really. Well, no, it wasn't a good trade at all. What am I talking about? It wasn't a good trade. But it nearly, even if that had worked out, it would have been nice. Nice, relaxing sort of trade. Pushing to lows here. Interesting day. Oil's really happy with those levels. Let's talk about yesterday's oil trades. Monday. Where were we? Scroll over. It was a rough start for me. A couple of stop outs. Looking to jump on this momentum here. There was the long. I'll use my screen tool now that we're not interested in the tape. When I use the screen drawing tool, it freezes the tape, so can only use it when we're not looking at the tape. I took the long here, looking for the further push up, possibly to the 98 level. That's the target I'd had. The range we've been in. Didn't get it. Hang on, let me just get the 3 minute in line so we can see what we're doing. You can see, that was a good old level. That it was a nice level. There was no. This is yesterday's close, so that's okay. That's fine. Sorry, Friday's close. That's fine. So that's part of the thing. Looking for a push up to that gap. But anyway, didn't get it. Got a stop out on that trade there. Then I thought we'd broken this uptrend line, so took a short here. Took a little stop out there. So that's 25 cents down the window from those two trades. Jumped on this short here. Great. Finally got a flush. Haven't got my exit marked in, but it was just excuse me. It was under that 97 as we flushed under. It was probably the low 90s if I know what I'm about. It was okay. We pushed down here, pulled back, and then when you see the tape coming in, the entry was probably a little bit on the late side, but it was a nice little scalp anyway. Putting some back in the bank, trying to claw back into green. Here again. A good push up. A lot of the times when I talk about the tape things, what I'll see is this, and this is what I saw a couple of times this afternoon. I will see. Let's make sure I'm not actually filling any orders here when I'm drawing on. Let's say, for example, it's all frozen, so we can do this now. Let's say we saw it earlier around at the 50, I think. Let's say, for example, this 64. It's got one show in there, and this just goes red and a loads of 64. Okay. let's say we're around here when this was happening. I see loads of red, but I see him holding. What I can do is, if I've got a premise, I've still got the premise of us coming up and testing that 98 or the 97.88 level here. What I'll do is I'll jump in front of him, or I'll join him to get a fill, and then I'll just put a stop behind him. It'll be a little bit speculative, but the idea is, if he's got a lot to fill and he's not shifting, um, you know, that happens. Okay, sometimes he'll lift you, you'll take a stop, but it's not a big stop. A couple of cents, I could deal with that. But if you can spot that sort of guy, jump in front of him. Then the sellers just get a bit frustrated, and you can, if it's great, you can get a pop. And I took it all out here. I took it all out only because I'd seen this a couple of times. Maybe I was too busy thinking about the other stop outs from earlier, and with that, there would have been a nice green push for the day. Try not to look too much at the P&L, but I know where I am roughly in my head. So yeah, that was okay. A little short scalp here as we broke this support level. I've obviously got that drawn in. 97.50. Said it several times. When he lifted, I'm in and just scaling out into these lows. And this was a little cheeky exit actually. We had a take buyer stepping up at 26. You can see there. I gave him chance. When he didn't go, I came out. I'm not gonna fight that, because I'd normally, if I wasn't in a short, I'd probably take a little cheeky long on there as a tape scalp. So that was that. Towards the end of the day, didn't make the most of this one, but okay, it was alright. Usual stuff for me. Push lower. Let's get the drawing pen out. Push lower. Waiting for the pullback. Tick tock. Twiddling my thumbs, waiting. There's the pullback. There's my short into the flush. All out into this flush actually, only because that guy, I knew he was there from a while ago, so I half expected him to hold, and knew if anything it was going to be a little bit of a hassle getting through him. So I was happy to take it all out there, and actually, it did go a little bit lower, but it was a bit of a hassle. You can see he then popped it back up. Wouldn't have been too keen on that if I'd been short. Rolled over really heavily here, missed all of this, which is annoying. It was annoying to say the least. This would have been a tape read if it was in and out of the same candle. It was a tape read, a pullback. There was a tape seller there, and I'm just looking for the flush lower. Looking over the Dow now, down 150. It's really started to pick up some steam. Be interested to see if there is a counter trend move up later that we can look at. So yeah, that was it for oil yesterday. So Monday, which was Monday, very poor start for me. A couple of stop outs. You got to refocus when that happens. It's too easy. If you go straight in, everyone wants to get trading on a Monday morning. You get in there, you go, yeah, market's open, right, let's get cracking, let's make some money. Rubbing your hands, you're sitting there, got your coffee, whatever, and you're ready. And then you make a couple of stops. Take a couple of stops. You then got to just push your chair back away from your desk. Take a few deep breaths and say, okay, it's not a problem. Just stick to the plan, stick to the strategies. Things aren't working. Don't get caught out with stuff. Let the market show you first. It was like this. The stop outs, because I was looking for drives, looking to get onto pushes one way or the other. That was the first one. I was looking for a good opening drive that way, and I was looking for an opening drive lower on this one. Was stop out, and you can see how I waited this time for some confirmation. So we got the push. I waited for it to test, and then entered as we pushed lower. So I sacrificed a little bit of entry for just for some more confirmation. So that was okay. So recovered that day. Great day on Monday. Not so bad. Tuesday today, a bit sluggish really. A few little messing around stuff. Little scalps here and there. Some really good trades. Holding stuff a little bit longer. Dow didn't work out for me in terms of still profitable on the Dow, but it didn't work out for me. I'm looking for that counter trend push. Didn't work. And then oil. Obviously, we got some of that final push. But we didn't get that nice little bonus. What was it? 10, 20, and 30 or something like that, wasn't it? Would have been on the last one. But tomorrow looks like it could be active. Excuse me, move my microphone. $100 still in sight. Mark on some of the levels. Interestingly, see how keen it was at the 50, and around here. So I'll definitely have those levels marked on my chart for tomorrow. Good trading, guys. Back with another video later in the week.